Citizen Kane was by no means meant to become one of the greatest films of all time. It was Orson Welles' first movie he had ever directed. Actually, Orson Welles himself said,
I'd like to know is where did you get the confidence from to make a film with such...
Ignorance, sheer ignorance. You know, there's no confidence to equal it. It's only when you know something about a profession, I think, that you're timid or careful.
How does ignorance show itself?
I thought you could do anything with a camera that the eye could do or the imagination could do.
Citizen Kane was mainly created because the studio allowed Orson Welles to have complete creative control, and his ignorance allowed him to push the boundaries of film without even knowing it. Somehow, the film that a 26-year-old Orson Welles directed succeeded. Well, it didn't really succeed at first, but when it was released 10 years later, it really took off. But the success of the movie was not only to do with Orson Welles, it also had a lot to do with the legendary Greg Toland. Toland brought experience and guidance to the film. Without Toland's experienced eye, we may not have the masterpiece we have today. Citizen Kane is told not only by the storytelling, but by its film form. For example, oftentimes throughout the movie, emptiness in Kane's life is conveyed by showing many vast and larger-than-life spaces. This helps to shine a light on how isolated and empty Kane really is. Like in this shot, Kane is completely towered by the walls that surround him, showing lots of open space, which helps to create the feeling of emptiness and loneliness. Another really fascinating film technique was the use of transitions, specifically in the scene where over time Kane begins to harden toward his wife. To show that many years had passed by, they used transitions and outfit changes to help convey the vast amount of time that had gone by in their relationship. The opening shot in Citizen Kane is probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. It sets the scene and it really just makes you wonder what could have happened to Citizen Kane. Well, I really dove into the beginning of the movie, and I realized how similar it is to Scooby-Doo. Here's an example of an intro in one of the Scooby-Doo episodes I saw a long time ago. The transitions and the feel between Citizen Kane and Scooby-Doo are very similar. Here is Orson Welles talking about why he had so many open spaces and what they helped to convey.
No, because the room is that big.
What room is that big?
Awfully pompous answer, his room.
Yes, pompous question, perhaps.
No, not at all. You're quite right, and I should have had that fear. But I do feel that a man like Kane is very close to farce and very close to parody, very close to burlesque. And that's why I tried every sort of thing, from sentimental tricks to an attempt at genuine humanity, to keep him always counterbalanced. But of course, anybody who could build a place of that kind,
yes,
you know, is very close to low comedy.
Of course he is. When eventually Kane was made, it was an enormous